River CC sign presiding. All persons having business before this honorable court draw near, give attention, and you shall be heard. God save these United States of America and this honorable court.
All right, please be seated.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope all is well. This is a wonderful, joyous occasion. I'm so thrilled to do these naturalization ceremonies. It actually reminds me of my own journey coming here to the United States. For me, I was actually born here. So I did not have to go through the path that you did. And I remember one of my friends just recently took the citizenship test, and she was telling me all the questions that they had to study for. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, there were things on there that I didn't know, and I'm pretty well versed in U.S. history. So you've come a long way. My journey started with my parents, who were incidentally from the Philippines, and I know that there are a number of Philippine candidates out there. My father was from Bantay, Ilocos Sur, and my mother was from Imus, Cavite. They both emigrated here separately. My father in '63, my mother in '68. My father was finishing up his medical degree at Santo Tomas University and came here because he wanted to finish his residency in the United States. My mother was finished in chemistry at the University of the Philippines, and went with three of her good friends to the United States because there were, at that time in the 60s, they had liberalized the immigration requirements, especially from Asian countries, and for people seeking professional degrees, and so they came. So my parents came in different places, different times, but met here in St. Louis, just across the river. My father was a general surgeon, and he was a chief resident at the old city hospital in St. Louis, and my mother was working for Sigma Chemical. And they rode a bus, and they met on a bus, and my dad was hungry and stole some grapes from my mother, and then that's how it all happened. They got married here in St. Louis, but then they had me, and then I wasn't born here. I was born in Newark, New Jersey, and then I traveled all across the place from Louisiana to Mississippi. I eventually landed in Louisiana, where my father served in the Air Force for a couple of years, and then I moved up to St. Louis to go to law school. So that's how I made my journey, and I can tell you that if it wasn't for my parents' journey, my parents were so very appreciative of becoming U.S. citizens. I still have the certificates and their photos from their ceremony in the Western District of Louisiana in the 70s. And so they have it, they framed it. It's at my house, but I was thinking about bringing it to the office, again, to remind me of my beginnings, in which you all are here too. And I think when you look at your citizenship, there are two aspects of it that I think are really interesting. The first is that you share a bond with basically every single American in this country, from the present to the past, except for one group, the Native Americans. Every single person that has come here was an immigrant. Every single one of them. So you share that bond wherever you came from, whatever continent you came from, whatever country you came from, you share that indelible bond. But there's also something unique as well. And I'll show you a story from President Reagan when he left office. Someone had wrote him a letter. And it was a very powerful letter because I think it really speaks to why people from all different walks of life, from all different countries, want to become Americans. And he said, the letter basically was someone, he doesn't know why it was written, but the guy starts off and he says, you can go to Germany and you can live in Germany, but you can't be German. You can go to France, you can live in France, but you can't be French. You can go to Turkey, Greece, Italy, and all these other countries, doesn't matter what it is, but you can't say that you are from that country. But with America, it's different. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter from any corner of the world. You can come to live in the United States, and you can actually be called American. And I think that's a really unique aspect that you don't see in other countries. I might be a little biased, but I think the United States is a very special place, an exceptional place, and obviously you do as well because you've applied for citizenship to this country. So I wanted to share with you a couple of things. This country, this country is built on the backs and the hard work of immigrants. You know, and I don't know if you knew, I wanted to pick out, at least from, I couldn't pick out all the countries. I know all the countries that where you're from, and but I tried to pick out a sampling of famous immigrants from some of your respective countries that you might not know were naturalized citizens as well. And they're in all different categories, from the science to business to the arts to sports to politics. Let me start first with science, which I don't know if those of you know, but there's an individual by the name of Nubar Afayan. He's from Lebanon. He emigrated from Lebanon to Canada to the United States. He was actually the co-founder of Moderna Pharmaceuticals. If you don't remember, Moderna was one of the companies, along with Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, that created one of the COVID-19 vaccines, which has helped us get back to normal in this place. And so the other one is, I know there was a couple of people from Egypt. Ahmed Zawali, I don't know if you know who he is, but he is the father of femtochemistry. Now, I didn't know what femtochemistry was before I looked this up, but my mother would be very disappointed because she was a chemist. But femtochemistry is a branch of physical chemistry that studies chemical reactions on an extremely small scale, short scale, like 10 to 15 seconds. And so this individual emigrated from Egypt to the United States and became the father of femtochemistry. Let me turn to business, some of the contributions of immigrants have made to our business, and two that in particular that you most definitely will know. You probably don't know their names, you most definitely know their products. So there's an individual by the name of Sergey Brin, who immigrated from Russia to the United States. He actually immigrated in 1979 and then studied at Stanford. And as a matter of fact, his partner, Larry Page, they started this research project, and it was a search engine. It was a search engine that ended up turning out to be Google. Google, a multi-trillion-dollar company, Google, started in part by an immigrant from Russia to the United States. Another individual you might know of, Steve Chen. He immigrated from Taiwan to the United States, and his partner, I believe it was Jawed Karim from East Germany to the United States. They were partners and co-founded YouTube. I'm pretty sure you looked at your things and you watched a video. If it wasn't for this app, you wouldn't be able to see YouTube. So again, these are giant businesses. YouTube, Google, again, started in part by immigrants. But that's not limited to just the arts are also very famous, and these are probably some more famous names that you're probably going to hear. So I know there was a number of Brazilian candidates. So one of the famous supermodels in the U.S. who emigrated from Brazil to the United States is Gisele Bündchen. She's been on the cover of Vogue. You name it. Any modeling magazine in the United States or in the world, she's probably graced the cover of it. And if you're into sports, you probably know that she married the other famous Tom Brady, who was the famous quarterback for the New England Patriots. So again, another famous person. I think there were some individuals from Canada that had emigrated from Canada. Anyone of you watch Jeopardy? Does anyone remember Jeopardy? The late, great Alex Trebek was a Canadian who emigrated to the United States. And then music. Everyone loves music. Irving Berlin. So whenever you turn on the radio and you hear White Christmas and the different renditions of White Christmas, to the more modern versions to the old versions, it's written by Irving Berlin, who was an immigrant from Russia to the United States. He actually had very humble beginnings. He was born in a Russian hut with a dirt floor, and he fled anti-Jewish pogroms, to come to the United States. The other song that he's famous for, and you probably hear it in sports stadiums all over the country, and probably in churches in your respective communities, God Bless America. So again, the contributions of individuals, of immigrants such as yourselves to this culture is really well-meaning. Let me give you two other categories. Politics, obviously the contribution of politics to our American democracy are not just limited to those born in the United States, but are also to those who were naturalized and became citizens. One of the most famous is Madeleine Albright, the first female Secretary of State. She immigrated from Czechoslovakia to the United States after Hitler and Germany invaded Czechoslovakia and split it up. So, and lastly, sports. Everyone likes sport, at least I do, and most people do, but sports is a big place where you see a lot of immigrants. Mariano Rivera, famous baseball player, considered one of the best closers of all time. He played for a team that I never liked, New York Yankees, but that's beside the point. But he came from Panama to the U.S., and again, from humble beginnings. He actually grew up playing baseball with gloves fashioned out of milk cartons and sticks for bats. So again, from very humble beginnings to becoming a Hall of Famer. Basketball, Dikembe Mutombo. This individual is an NBA Hall of Famer. He was a center. He was from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So, and then another one, more recent vintage, Giannis Adekempo, who's from Greece. He plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. He was an NBA MVP. Again, immigrated from Greece, became a U.S. citizen. So through all walks of life, through every element of American society, immigrants have penetrated society, have contributed to our American culture, have made America what it is today. But those are the famous ones. I mean, there are obviously many unsung heroes, unsung Americans that are nameless, faceless, but nevertheless, if it wasn't for their efforts and their toil, the United States wouldn't be what it is today. Let me give you two big examples. One in terms of what do you call it, structure, in terms of how this country was built, and one in the arts. Anyone heard of the Transcontinental Railroad? Anyone study that in your history? So the Transcontinental Railroad was the first railroad that was going to connect both the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States. If you ever look at a map, the distance between the West Coast and East Coast is approximately around 3,000 miles. And to create and traverse that distance was quite a feat of engineering. As a matter of fact, the building of that railroad was largely done by immigrants. From the east, you had a lot of Irish immigrants that were building the railroad from the east, and those individuals fled British persecution and, of course, famine. If you remember the potato famine in the 1840s. From the west, you had a lot of Chinese immigrants that were building the railroad. And they were escaping some dire conditions at home when they immigrated to the United States. They met at Promontory Point in Utah, and then I believe it was in 1878. And then again, this is a feat of engineering. Again, their names are not known, their faces are probably not known, but without their hard work and toil, the United States would not be where it is today. I point you to another one, and in the arts, and this is very special to my heart because I'm a huge jazz lover. I used to play trumpet a long time ago. I used to study a lot of especially the jazz trumpeters, but jazz is a uniquely American art form. There's nothing like it. And as a matter of fact, it influences many other music genres all throughout the world, including rap, including hip hop, shockingly country and rock. Jazz served as a foundation for that. And what are the origins of jazz? Well, the origins of jazz, are the elements that make jazz distinctive, actually derive primarily from West African musical sources that were brought here to the United States. And so again, while there are famous jazz artists, again, bringing those things from their cultures here to create this uniquely American institution such as jazz, is a huge contribution from, again, a lot of unnamed people. And I can point you to the list. I could be here for hours, which I know you don't want to be here because you want to get your certificate, you want to go home and celebrate with your families. But the list goes on and on and on. And I like it. This is a statement by David Scorton, who was the secretary of the Smithsonian Institute. He says that basically the tapestry that is American life, the tapestry that is our American history, shows that and research demonstrates is that immigrants are more likely than their American-born counterparts to start businesses. They're likely to create jobs for American workers and to develop technologies and companies, as I've indicated to you in some of the examples that I've shown you. And this should come as no surprise to anyone who has ever walked the halls of any number of our museums, which illustrate powerful examples of the scientific, artistic, and cultural contributions of immigrants who have come to our country seeking a better life. So, you name it, whatever continent it is, North America, South America, Africa, Asia, Middle East, Australia, they've all come. The only continent we don't have citizens from is Antarctica, because no one lives in Antarctica. And so all 6 of the 7 continents of the world, there are Americans that have hailed from each and every one of those continents. There are Americans that have contributed to the lifeblood of our country and have made this country what it is today. And so, in a few moments, you're going to take the oath of citizenship. And then after that moment, after you swear the oath and you get your certificate, you will actually be American U.S. citizens. And so what does that mean? And I leave you with this. It means a lot of things to a lot of different people. What I can tell you from my perspective is this. The United States is a true melting pot in the sense that it is the first attempt in world history, to try to create a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-religious society that gets along, cooperates, and builds a better world and a better government and a better country. If you look at other countries and why people have fled from those countries, a simple change or distinction in religion, in ethnicity, in language can lead to wars, can lead to famines, can lead to refugees fleeing across borders. But here we're saying, come here. And they do come here. Come here and live here. We'll accept you. Come here. Practice your religion. Doesn't matter where you're from. Practice your culture. It doesn't matter. We can all get along. And for the most part, we get it right. We don't go to war. We don't commit genocide. We don't do these things that you see in other parts of the world. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And you are going to become now the the custodians of this American democracy when you become citizens. So what does that mean? As much as it gives to you, it also asks you for certain responsibilities. It imposes certain responsibilities on you. Government or our democracy cannot succeed without the active participation of its citizenry. So what does that mean? It means vote. Even if you don't like the candidates, vote. Choose, okay, who am I going to choose? I'm going to vote for this, I'm going to vote for that one. Participate in that. When you get called to jury service, oh gosh, I got to go to jury service. That's going to interfere with my work and my family life. But, that's a part of your calling as well. If you ever get called to military service, if that ever happens, and it hasn't happened in a long time, participate and do that. Or if you get called to participate in some civic service to build infrastructure to help make your communities better, do that. The country can't get better. And as you can see, the country is what it is today through the hard work of many immigrants, many of which are unnamed, many of which are not famous. But because of your small contributions, you make the country what it is today. And, I leave you with this, and I hope that helps you understand what I think it means to be an American citizen. And I'm going to close you with a quote from Condoleezza Rice, who's another former Secretary of State, the first female African-American Secretary of State. Not the first female is Madeleine Albright. But she says, the essence of America, that which really unites us, is not ethnicity, it's not nationality, and it's not religion. It is an idea. And the idea is that you can come from humble circumstances, no matter where you are, and do great things. And that is so, so true. I'm so excited for you becoming U.S. citizens. I'm so excited for your start off of your new journey as American citizens. And I hope that you will contribute to society, even in the smallest parts. And you can contribute in small ways. You don't have to be Madeleine Albright. You don't have to be Dikembe Mutombo. Teach your children the value of being what it is to be an American. Keep your culture. Celebrate your culture. Celebrate your languages. That is an important, critical part of this tapestry, this big tapestry that is the United States. And think about it. What happens? You know what a tapestry? A tapestry is a woven piece of art that's consumed with thread. But if you pull any one of that thread apart and you pull it all the way to its end, you unravel the tapestry that is America. You are much as an integral part of this country as the President of the United States, as any person serving the government, as any person in the military. You are now becoming part of this fabric, this tapestry that is the United States of America. I congratulate you again. I'm so, so very thrilled for you. And I hope you keep that in mind when you take the oath of citizenship here in a few moments. Now at this time I'm going to ask Mr. Caraway to come up. So at this time the court recognizes Daniel Caraway, Assistant United States Attorney for the Southern District of Illinois. Mr. Caraway.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Like the judge said, my name is Dan Caraway. I'm an assistant United States attorney here in the Southern District of Illinois. And Your Honor, on behalf of the Department of Homeland Security and the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, I am pleased to present to the court 37 candidates from 17 countries for naturalization, whose applications have been approved by the Attorney General of the United States. I respectfully request that the court administer the oath of allegiance to these candidates for naturalization.
Mr. Caraway, has it been shown to the satisfaction of the Department of Justice that these applicants have resided in the United States during the period required by the acts of Congress, and that during all of these periods they have been and still are persons of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States?
On behalf of the Department of Justice, I am authorized to say that this showing has been made.
All right, thank you, Mr. Caraway. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to take the oath of allegiance to the United States. This oath has two parts. In the first part, you will absolutely and entirely renounce allegiance to any foreign state or sovereignty. In the second part of the oath, you will swear to support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. These words are plain. The oath means what it says. I charge you that if any person among you has a different intention in taking the oath, that you reveal it now, to the end that the petition for naturalization filed by this person may be withdrawn or dismissed. In short, speak now or forever hold your peace. And the oath that you're about to take, ladies and gentlemen, to protect, defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, this same oath is taken, or at least a similar oath is taken, by every officer in the United States military, every public official in the United States, both on the state level and on the federal level. So please listen carefully. Please listen to these words as I administer the oath to you. So at this time, I'm going to administer the oath to you. I would ask that all naturalization candidates please stand. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations, you're now citizens of the United States of America. gentlemen, if you will remain standing, I'm going to ask that our United States Marshal for the Southern District of Illinois, David C. Davis, lead us in your first Pledge of Allegiance as U.S. citizens.
Thank you, Judge. Afternoon, everybody. Congratulations. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Congratulations.
Thank you, Marshal Davis. And before I close the proceedings, I need to recognize, and you please be seated, I apologize. I want to recognize a few people who have made this day possible for you. First is obviously Mr. Caraway, who is who motioned you in and moved for your admittance as citizens of the United States. And then Monica Stump, our clerk of court, Thomas Galbraith, our chief deputy clerk of court, obviously Mr. Davis, Marshal Davis, our United States Marshal, as well as our U.S. States Marshal Service and the courtroom security officers who are providing your security for this event. Katina Simpson, my courtroom deputy, who opened the court today. Erica Schuster, who is the court reporter and taking down everything that is done and said here today. This is a formal, official court proceeding. And Christy Rensing, who was one of the big organizers of this, again, trying to choose her and Sherry Weeks were together trying to get all of this, the logistical parts of this, which if it was left up to me would be a complete disaster. So obviously, I would thank you to Ms. Rensing, Ms. Weeks, for making sure that your stay here and your experience here was wonderful and memorable. And then finally, Rich Donner, who's actually doing the legal video, and he's memorializing this event for all of you and your families. So ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to do this, I'm going to have Ms. Simpson close court. And then what's going to happen is we will issue each of the certificates for you. We'll be able to take pictures right here, so when you're getting your certificate, you'll shake Mr. Davis's hand, the United States Marshal will shake my hand. You'll pose briefly for any pictures, and if you want to come up in the center aisle, do that. If you can't get the picture, I'll stay a little bit after the ceremony, so if you want the rest of your family to take pictures with you and show you with your certificate, I'm more than happy to do it. Love to meet you, would love to hear from where you're from, and again, this is a very happy moment. This is a wonderful moment, and I cannot thank you enough for letting me be a part of it. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Mrs. Simpson to, and I forgot one other thing. Obviously, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. So the individuals who have worked hard and processed your applications and have brought you to this point, obviously, very, very important. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn it over to courtroom deputy Katina Simpson.
Congratulations, everyone. Yay! Okay, with there being no further business before the court is now adjourned. Yay, this is that.
In the back of your program, there is a link to the video that will be available for you. First of all, I apologize to anyone's name who I screw up, and there will be at least one of you. First off, Yong Tran.
We don't have anything left, so you can tell them that shit
Congratulations.
Thank you. And you all are free to leave after you've received your certificate if you want. Okay, next up is Lily Chu.
Congratulations.
Sin Nok Tran.
Mr. Trump. Okay. Congratulations.
Sajija Abudasad.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Eugene statement.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations, thank you. Thank you, congratulations.
Barbara Louise. Helena Bowie. Charles and Yaku.
Congratulations, thank you.
Maria Luisa Lamas.
Congratulations.
Gada Omar.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations again.
Khaled Ahmed.
Let's try that. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
Rana Abdel Tawar.
Right there.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Are you all together? Yes. Why don't all three of you get up real quick? Oh, and one more, okay.
Okay, let's do him first.
Laura Deb
It's a whole, hold on, they got a whole family.
Yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Come on. Oh, that's wonderful.
With your permission, Joe.
Yeah. That's wonderful. This is wonderful. This is wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
That's excellent.
Every electrical.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Lilian Munoz.
Ms. Munoz, congratulations. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you.
Sherwin Sainer. Sarah Hassan.
Mr. Hassan, congratulations. Congratulations again, Mr. Hassan. Thank you.
Lindell Looking.
Congratulations.
Debbie Lewis. Eric Shachtel Ritter.
Fixed up. Congratulations.
Catherine Horn.
It's on here.
Vanessa Gerchkovic.
That was very close. My student called me Mrs. G.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so it'll be.
Marilyn Caniezo.
Do you still have the, you still got it? Yeah, you got it, that's it. Okay. Congratulations.
Ronald Borja.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Violetta Smolak.
Congratulations.
Yuda Lee.
Mr. Lee, congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you.
Marie Scott.
Scott, congratulations. Congratulations again, Scott.
Neil Marquelecia.
Oh, good, good. Congratulations. Oh, yeah, okay.
Thank you. Prue Hong.
Yes, she does.
No, I just give, I need to get Miss out of something.
John Grove.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Are you done? Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Aparicio Martinez Ramirez. Sorry about that.
Congratulations.
This would be perfect. It was just like 3. Why did you have
No, I thought you were taking like a million.
Congratulations, Mr. Ryan.
Kane Unger.
Congratulations.
Dana Roca. Mr. Patel.
Mr. Patel. Congratulations.
Sean Bali.
Mr. Bali, congratulations.
Gabriel Keys Torres Nobre.
Congratulations. Mr. Nobre, congratulations.
And Bruno Fernandez Pea Peseo Nobre. Sorry.
That's okay. This is a very special day. This is my third. And unfortunately,
I missed that one.
I had a
Congratulations. Happy Friday. Go and enjoy. Bye.
Sister Davis?
One more.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
We're all from the Philippines.
Oh, good, good, good. Good.
I know Father Charles.
Well, everybody come in with them.
Yeah. Oh, we need somebody.
Make sure I'm.
Tina, can you take that photo?
No, I need somebody. Come here. Join.
Where's the camera? Yeah, I'll take it.
Please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just forward to me.
All right, let me get everybody in. Let me get a money shot.
Act like you like each other.
Okay, come on in a little bit. Okay. All right, got the marshal. All right, there we go. There we go. I got some great.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
You don't mind.
Oh, the Caro, yes,
Come on
yes.
at all.
I never learned the language. Oh, hi, I'm Gilsey, son. Pleasure.
Congratulations.
Glad? Good.
Debbie just got honored yesterday. Yes, they're down in
You don't mind.
Yeah, no,
Thank you, Jack.
What's your name? Ty.
Really, we appreciate that. Yeah, he really want to go to make a mission.
So wait for them to take a picture with us.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Okay, we ready?
Thank you.
Oh, this is a great photo. Let's get more than one.
This is our.
We'll let everybody pass by. There we go. I got some good ones. I got some good ones. Congratulations.
Yeah, so he's retired now. Yes, y'all have to